Hey, Nick.
Hey, friend.
It's been a while.
It has. You're back.
I know. I got a question for you.
Okay, shoot.
Where does Batman go to the bathroom?
Oh boy. Where does Batman go to the bathroom?
The bathroom?
Shit.
We don't have it yet.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. We don't have it yet. Wyatt is back from vacation, and we have another brand new show for you. We're so happy that you're back. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about today. I watched movies, I played games, there's new TV shows on the horizon. Xbox is about to explode. Something called GameTank has hit its crowdfunding target. And best of all, Wyatt is back from vacation. What's up, Mr. Wyatt?
Oh, thank you for the fanfare. You can insert applause there. At you.
Yay!
No, I'm doing pretty well. It was nice to get away from everything for about a week, and
Where'd you
now
go?
I'm
Because
just.
I don't remember along with the audience.
That's okay. We just went a couple hours away, still in New Hampshire, just the
Mm.
western part of the state. Stayed at a nice bed and breakfast for 4 or 5 days, and then just came back home and kind of vegged out for the last few days, and it's been pretty nice.
Vegging is always a good thing. You guys, sometimes you
Highly
gotta just,
underrated.
yeah, you just gotta decompress, recombobulate at the end of it. But I didn't get the whole story, but you almost didn't stay in a B&B, is that right?
uh, yeah. There's a lot of fun stuff that happens throughout vacation. Thankfully, it all ended up great.
Oh,
But
I know you got a chump,
about
so if you want to chump it up early, we can do that, and you can then go into the rest of your stay. I'm
y-
fine with that.
if we, I think the people might appreciate a quick chump of
Early
the week
early
right off the
chumping?
top.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my vacation started off, I believe, Friday night. I've been doing a Friday night yoga class at the end of the week because, it's just kind of a way to calm down and relax and head your way into the weekend in a good mind space.
You
So,
have your stuff together in a way that I never will.
I mean, I'm good at
Oh,
faking
right, you
it.
don't have kids. That helps.
Yeah, that also helps. So I took my, hour yoga class and it was pretty good. I'm not a very flexible person. I probably never will be, but it's not going to stop me from trying. So, hey, here we
I
are.
am. Nobody believes me. I'm 6'5", man. I can put my heads behind my shoulder. So
I
that'll
believe it
serve me not at all,
very
but
well.
yeah. If I want to chew on my toenails, it's an option. Just saying.
There you go. And everyone has now shut this episode
It's the end of
off.
this show.
See you next week. Uh, so yeah, I finished up yoga and it was, I'm heading home, needed to pack so we could head out on Saturday. And I live about, I don't know, less than 10 minutes. I take classes over at the local YMCA, which is surprisingly better than I thought it was going to be when we signed up for it.
Wise can
Um,
really run the gamut, and it depends who runs your local one. Having
yeah,
been a member in Maryland and then Southern California, and then checking out the facilities out here, it just depends who's running them, I think, and how well they're funded.
yeah, this one seems to be fairly well funded, and they seem to have a nice variety of classes and activities that they offer to people. But so I was driving home, and I pull onto my street. It's about, I don't know, about 2 miles down this road that I pull onto until I get to my house. And there's a couple cars a little off in the distance ahead of me,
This is like a
and they're,
fairly rural, dark
yes,
road,
just
I'm imagining in my head.
just
Yeah.
yeah, backwoods road. Um, and speed limit I think is it's either 30 or 35. Let's say it was 35, and I was doing 35 for the sake of the argument. And I see some cars off in the distance, and they're going pretty slow, and I'm like, whatever. I'm in no rush at this point. I know vacation has started. Like, I'm just getting home.
You're already kind
I
of in chill mode.
Yeah, I literally just did an hour of yoga where it was let's relax
Yeah.
and do this. So I'm just, let's get home, let's get packed, and we can head on vacation. This will be great. And I end up, pulling up behind these two vehicles, and they're doing literally like 18 miles per hour in a 35. And even so, I'm like, whatever. I'm like, I'm not in any rush. There's no passing on these back roads. I'm not gonna blow by anybody. Like,
Yeah.
whatever. So I just slow down and I'm driving behind him. Like, whatever. I've got maybe a mile to the house. Who cares? And the vehicle, I believe, directly in front was a big red truck, and he pulls over to the side of the road, and it looked like a work truck. So I'm like, oh, maybe there's a guy looking for, mind you, it was dark out at night, but like maybe he's scouting where they're supposed to be working. I don't know. Like
Clearing roadkill.
Yeah, like I don't know. So the vehicle in front of me, which is like a black Nissan Rogue, I think, pulls and goes by the guy, and then I go by them too, and I'm like, whatever. And so I'm driving behind this Nissan Rogue, and we go for, I don't know, maybe 1,000 feet or so. The truck pulls out behind me and starts flashing his high beams at me, and I'm like, okay, this is weird. Like, did he? Whatever. And
Yeah,
then the
are
Nissan Rogue,
my lights out? What's going on?
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Then the Nissan Rogue literally just stops in the middle of the road, just like comes short and just stops. And I was close enough to him that I'm like, oh shit. So I like throw my brakes on.
Right.
And then the truck comes up behind me and slams his brakes on. And my first thought is like, am I getting stuck in one of those weird like insurance scams where they're gonna box me in
somebody's
now?
trying
Like,
to stop short on you.
yeah. Or am I gonna get like robbed right now? Like, what the hell is going on? So, like, this goes on for about 5 seconds. I'm like frantically looking in my rearview mirror to make sure the person behind me is not getting out of his truck. I'm looking, at the person in front of me, making sure they're not getting out of their car. And then the Rogue just takes off like a bat out of hell. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. So I just go about my business. I go up to about the speed limit, and the truck's following behind me, and he keeps just high beaming me.
Is there contact made between any of you at any
No,
point?
no.
Okay.
There's no hit and run, no nothing. Nobody touched anything. There was no accident or anything. Thankfully, because I stopped, quick enough, and the truck behind me stopped quick enough.
Yeah.
And, so I'm continuing on, and this guy just keeps high beaming me. And I'm probably, I don't know, a tenth of a mile away from home at this point, but there's a couple like side streets that go off from this back road. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm not pulling into my driveway. Like, something just tells me
Trust your gut. Trust your gut.
Yeah. So I go ahead and I turn into this side street, and the next thing I know, this truck just friggin' barrel asses, goes up right around me and pulls right in front of me across the road on this side street, and hops out of his car screaming at me, telling me I don't know how to drive and what the hell am I doing, and just going off on me. And I like roll my window down a little bit, which was my own mistake. Like, I should have just taken off at that point. But I'm like, I'm just dumbfounded. Like, I'm literally just dumbfounded because I'm like, what? And I essentially told him, like, what are you talking about? So you don't know how to drive. You're all over the road, blah, 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 blah. You're such an idiot. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? I'm like, I came up, you and this other car were doing like 15 miles per hour, and I slowed down because whatever. And, this whole thing goes, he's screaming at me. He's calling me all these nice 4-letter words that I'm not going to toss in here because I'm going to see how far we can get until we get an explicit label on this episode. But
I'm sure I've ruined that already.
Yeah, who cares? So eventually I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I just told the guy, I'm like, all right, I'm like, I'm leaving. Like, I don't understand what your issue, like, I'm done. Like, so the guy's still just swearing at me. Thankfully,
Is
I
this
remember
like an
his license
older
plate.
dude or
He's probably
run-of-the-mill hick, or what are we talking about?
Oh, he's definitely run-of-the-mill hick. He's probably
Okay.
late 40s, maybe mid to late 40s. Like, it wasn't like a old dude. It wasn't like some young dude. So I'm like, okay. So I literally just threw my car in reverse, looked to make sure there's no one on the street, and there's another street that's before my house, and I went up there and I just took that way, and I just drove down probably halfway down that street and just sat there for a couple minutes because I'm like, I just want to, like, I need to make sure this guy is gone. Like, I'm not going home with, whatever this is going on.
Yeah, when he pulls a pistol out of his center console.
Exactly. That's all I was thinking of. I'm like, first off, he's pretty brave to get out of his vehicle, not thinking that maybe I could have a gun on me and I could pull one on him. And I'm stupid because I'm not realizing this guy could have a gun and pull it on me. But thankfully, nobody appeared to have guns that they pulled on each other. So eventually, I sit there for a couple minutes and at this point, my adrenaline, I am just spiked. Like my hands are literally just like shaking, and it wasn't like it wasn't scared shaking. It
That's
was just like
adrenaline.
your
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 body's
adrenaline
preparing you
pumping.
for
Yeah, like
situations.
you're gonna fight. Like
Yeah.
we're getting ready. So I get home after I wait a few minutes. I pull back out. I look both ways, make sure the guy's gone. He's long gone at this point. And I come back home and I tell everything to Caitlin, and she makes the light bulb go off in my head, and she's like, "Well, you said there was a Nissan Rogue in front of you, right?" And I went, "Yeah." She's like, "Are you sure the guy in the truck didn't think you were the Nissan Rogue?"
No,
And he
that's
started
exactly what
yelling
I
at
was gonna say. Is
exactly.
he was
Yeah,
having
that's
beef? He was having beef with this
and
rogue,
I got caught in the middle. Like they were
and
both pissed at each other.
well, maybe yeah, he's already like midway into road raging, and God knows if he's got a couple pops in him or
Oh, he's
something
probably tied one on.
to make him that much more resolute in his convictions. But yeah, I'm guessing he's stupid and doesn't know how to regulate his own emotions, and he's mad as hell, and somebody's going to take a piece of his mind no matter what, kind of thing.
I think he thought I was the vehicle though,
Yeah, I
because
mean,
my Subaru and a Nissan Rogue. I mean, it was dark out at this point, so if you're not really paying attention, because the truck was in front at the time, so all he was seeing in his rearview mirror was this Nissan Rogue who he thought was, I think, doing whatever. And then I don't know if the Nissan Rogue, like I don't know why the Nissan Rogue stopped short in front of me. I don't know if I don't know that part of it. But I'm pretty sure I ended up getting sandwiched into some like
it
I was the
sounds
victim
well.
of
They were
someone
going,
else's road rage.
yeah, they were going 18 miles an hour when you came
Yeah.
upon them, so they were already having themselves a little bit of a
Yeah.
back and forth of fuck you-ness kind of. Oh, there goes that explicit label. My sorry.
There's the explicit label.
Um,
I don't care.
So yeah, that's basically wrong place, wrong time, and this is why we can't have nice things. Sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, we're gonna start this quickly off by saying that that road rage douchebag is going to be probably he's my chump of the year so far.
Oh, chump of the year.
And you are my chump of the week.
Year.
Chump.
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 So
I kind
yeah.
of like that. We like just bash that out of the way, and now we can just like get into the happy times of Wyatt vacation.
Not yet.
Okay.
There's
Shit.
the happy times almost didn't happen. Period.
Oh, so you've gone through all of this, and then you're like, you're all right, fine, let's just get on with my vacation, and then you just get hit with the 1-2 combo the next day.
Yes, but it wasn't the same day, which made it worse because
Yeah.
eventually I relax, I calm down, and I don't know if you know me about this, and maybe some of my friends know this about me, but I hold grudges way too long.
Oh,
One of my problems.
We kind of have the same brain, and yeah, if you wrong me, that's it. I've been told the same thing, Wyatt.
So I was mad for probably a good hour at this point. Like it's over with. Like I'm probably never gonna see the guy again. Whatever.
It happened. It occurred. You can
Yep.
literally do nothing about it, and chances are, even if you came across this gent again, the two of you would never have any idea of that this transpired. And yet, your mind still wants to be angry.
Unless I see his truck because I've memorized his license plate, which I will not put out over the airwaves. But if I see the vehicle, I will 100% know who he is. So if you're listening to the podcast,
I would never ever like advocate keying someone's vehicle because that's just a shitty move. But I wouldn't mind you seeing you put a bumper sticker across his windshield that's really hard to get off.
That's
like
yeah.
that's not the
That
worst
is
thing in
my
the world.
kind of chaos. And maybe not even a bumper sticker, one of those magnetic bumper stickers. Like I'm not even that,
Oh
evil.
no, I like the "you suck at parking" stickers that are like the hard, like that they make them out of the same thing as like the price tags at Salvation Army. That no matter what you do, it's hard to get off, and you sure as hell ain't getting it off clean.
Yeah. So we finished. We had dinner. We were leaving Saturday to go on vacation. Go to bed, wake up, start packing. I made a nice Saturday was Valentine's Day. I made some pretty damn good, if I say so myself, raspberry pancakes for breakfast. Gonna make breakfast, pack up, and we were gonna head out on vacation. And about an hour before we're supposed to leave, I get a phone call from the bed and breakfast. I'm like, oh, probably just making sure we're on our way. Cool, whatever. I answer the phone. I'm like, hey, this is Wyatt, and long story short, guy's like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm pretty good. And I'm like, how are you? He's like, I'm not doing great. I'm like,
Here it comes.
Sounds like I'm not going to be doing great
Yeah.
in a minute. He said, you're more than welcome to still come. And I'm like, well, good, because I booked it. He's like, but we got up this morning and we don't have any hot water. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, okay, when do you think you're gonna have hot water back? Like, is it have you figured out the problem? Like, if it's just gonna be a day, whatever.
Is the plumber en route? Yeah.
Right, yeah. He was like, well, I already had the plumber come out and he looked at it and he's gonna have to order parts because we have on-demand hot water.
It's
He's like,
straight out of The Simpsons.
yeah.
That part's gonna take 6 to 8 weeks if I order it today, which I won't.
He's like, it's probably gonna be a couple weeks. So I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, okay. He's like, you're more than welcome to come. And he's like, I won't. If you guys decide to go, he's like, I can't charge you guys to stay here if we don't have hot water. He's like, I don't feel like I can do that. But still, I'm like,
What this gent doesn't know is that you just lived without hot water in your new residence for several months, and you're used to cold showers at this point.
I am. However, I don't know if that's the nice romantic vacation I decided to plan away. So
that's when you go, but honey, the price is right now.
So I told him, I said, I need to call you back. Can I take 30 minutes? I need to talk to my significant other, and I'll let you know. I can't give you an answer right now because this isn't a decision I can make by myself. He's like, yep.
Nobody's going to step up and take your place.
Exactly. Yeah. So we talked about it. We hemmed and hawed and tried to figure out we both mentally were already out of the house for the next few days. So hearing this, we're both like, ah. So we quickly tried to look to see if there were any other bed and breakfasts or anything else that we could book in the area. And of course, it's Valentine's Day, so
yeah, not so much.
Yeah. There's one place and it was like $400 a night, and I'm like, that's not going to happen. So Caitlin, thinking on her feet, and this is kind of a nice little callback, because we are Y members. I think generally most YMCAs, you actually have access to all of them across the country as long as they participate in whatever the nationwide program is.
Yeah, it's just being a member of the Y, whatever the group is kind of thing. Yeah, so it gives you access to all the other ones.
Yeah, so she called them. She's like, I got a really weird request. If we're members, blah 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 blah. If we needed to just stop by and take a shower, would we be able to do that with our membership?
Mm-hmm.
And the woman was like, yeah, you're members. That's totally fine. Obviously you just need to bring your own towel and bring stuff, but you're more than welcome to come use the shower. So we looking at that, we're like, okay, well, the YMCA was probably like 20 minutes from the B&B. So we're like, well, and we were planning on going into town for some stuff on that Monday anyway. So like, okay, well, we could work this out. So I called the guy back. I'm like, you know what? We're in. Sure. Like, we're probably going to be a little bit later, but we'll make it work. And I can't tell if the guy was like happy or sad. Because like I said, he already said, oh, you guys can stay here for free.
You're taking me up on my
like
offer that was an empty gesture. Oh.
Yep. Little did he know, like you said, we have roughed it before. We are not too worried about it. So, we get there. The place was gorgeous. It was a nice little oversized ranch, basically built into the side of a hill overlooking the Green Mountains over in Vermont. And it was super peaceful, super quiet. The room we had was great. We got all settled in, checked in and stuff, and just kind of hung out and relaxed for the day. Next morning, we woke up and the guy was like, good news. He's like, I got the hot water working again. I was like, huh? He was like, yeah. And I told you guys that I'm the one that figured it out. So I actually gotta step back here. I fixed it in the sense that I broke it. essentially. Like I fully broke it in a sense. So the night before, like we decided we had free use of the kitchen and stuff, and we were just gonna make some, some pasta and some sauce and just something quick to eat. And they have a gas stove, so we're starting to use it to heat some stuff up. And I'm like, man, this water's taking a while to boil. And like I try to turn the flame higher, and it's not going higher. And then Caitlin notices, she's like, it looks like the flame went out on the sauce. I was like, hmm. So I'm like,
You're gonna tell me the pilot was out on the heater?
No, they were
out of
gas.
Were
out of propane.
Yeah.
So, and of course, I hate confrontation, and even though I've spent the money to be at this place, and I 100%, because they obviously live in the house too. It's their house that they run like a 1-room bed and breakfast out of, and they were sitting like in their living room watching TV, and I really should have been like, hey, I think you guys have run out of gas, like, or is there something wrong with the stove that we don't know about? Blah 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 blah. We didn't say anything. We just finished our food, ate it, went to bed. So then, flash forward to that morning. It's like, oh yeah, we figured out the problem.
We were out of gas.
We went to go make dinner last night, and we went to start heating up, and the stove wouldn't turn on, and went to go look at the propane tank last night, and yeah, we were completely out. He's like, we've never run out of propane before, because they have radiant flooring throughout their entire house.
Nice,
but they didn't really use it very often, because he told me like they lived there for I don't know 15 years or so, and they've never used 100 gallons of propane during the winter. Like because they don't use it a whole lot. But apparently their plumber had told them before, like, hey, you need to, for their instant hot water or whatever, they need to have a zone running to essentially, have the hot water, be hot instead of going super cold and then taking a while to heat back up. And so they've had their radiant flooring just on all the time, and they realized how fast they were able to go through 100 gallons of propane. So
speaking as someone who moved into a house that has radiant floor heating in the addition, but it's electric, yeah, I never, ever, ever use it because holy God, it's hungry.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So thankfully, like they called their propane guy. The propane guy came up and filled the tank, and everything worked great. And it was like, oh wow, like this actually worked out. Spoiler alert, we did not get to stay there the entire time for free after that point, which was disappointing.
Lame.
But yeah, right. You told me, man. I should have got it in writing. But it was really nice. They had a nice hot tub just right outside on their big patio, and there's no light pollution whatsoever. So we just go out there at night, and when the sky was clear, you could see everything. It was awesome.
Yeah, I haven't done that in a long time. I miss it because when we were out in Joshua Tree in the desert, we had every plan in the world to go drive out in the middle of nowhere and stare at the sky. But then after a day in the desert, the dog and kid were both completely crashed. So
yeah,
unfortunately that didn't happen. But yeah, there's nothing more wonderful than getting away from light pollution and realizing how many stars there actually are.
It's wild. Like you think sometimes, you look up at the night sky and you're like, wow, look at all those stars. And then you take away that light pollution. You're like, holy crap.
Yeah.
We really are insignificant.
So you didn't get a total free vacation, but you rolled with the punches and got a fair discount out of the whole thing, and you made the best of it.
We did, and we went and got massages for Caitlin's birthday on Monday. We went out and walked around my old stomping grounds at my alma mater in Keene, and got some nice food.
Yeah, tell me about the food, man.
Well, what did we do? We stopped at a nice little Chinese place that I cannot remember the name of, which is upsetting because I ate there in college the entire time I lived there. But
it was like
Chinese.
It was like your mom and pop space when you were in college, kind of thing. Yeah, you always love revisiting that and seeing if it tastes the same.
Except my real mom and pop place called Timoleon's Restaurant, which my buddy Greg and I ate at religiously for 4 years, and we were probably the youngest people there by about 50 years the entire time we were there.
Nice.
They closed, I think, right around COVID, and it was really depressing because I was like, oh, we can go back here and go to my favorite diner and get our diner food, and then it was gone. So that was sad. But but I I'm trying to think of what we had. It was good,
I'm
but
too slow.
there we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Geez, what did we have? I think we had scallion pancakes. Caitlin had a crispy duck, and knowing me, I probably had General Tso's or orange chicken or orange beef. But
If
it
it's
was
good, then
it
you stick
was
with
good. It was very good.
You stick with it.
We stopped at, and I didn't realize that these were like really fancy chocolate places that have like stores in like Chicago. Actually, I think there's one in Chicago, New York, LA. It's called LA Burdick. I'd never
Don't know
really
that one.
heard of. Yeah, but really famous, I guess.
I feel like
chocolate
a high end chocolate place is always ready to be found in like a small resort town or anywhere there would be an Airbnb or a regular B&B nearby. There's going to be a lovely little dessert shop around the corner.
Yeah, no, it's their headquarters is right in Walpole, New Hampshire, which is near where we were staying, but they have like stores all across like major metropolitan areas in the US. But we stopped in there because I saw they had like really fancy hot chocolate and fancy, and like they use, like Ecuadorian cocoa beans, and you can pick the source of where your chocolate came from. And I was like,
So like you got like your hot chocolate from Guyana over here and Ecuador over here kind of
Yep.
thing?
Yeah, pretty much. So we went there. I'm like, oh, I just want to get a hot chocolate. We had gone off for a nice little walk, a nature trail, which was really nice. There's pretty much no one there, so we just trudged through the woods. And on the way back, I was like, I really want a hot chocolate. So we found this place, and we stopped in there. Got a chocolate croissant, which I might have shown you.
Oh yeah, you
photos
did.
of.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
layers.
Yes, which was really good. We also got, I think for Caitlin's birthday, I told her, this year I did not make you a birthday cake because we are not home.
It's a good
so
reason.
she got, I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was basically like a dark chocolate cake, kind of.
Nice.
Which is really good.
I much prefer dark chocolate to milk chocolate
Yes.
in my old age these days.
Yeah, I don't know when I hit that, but it was probably about 15 years ago where dark chocolate was finally like, you know what? This is better.
I've questioned whether it has to do with growing up and like just preferring dark chocolate because it's less sweet, or if everything has been so replaced with palm oil and ass that it just doesn't taste good anymore.
That's actually a really good question. And it's
I don't know if you just saw, like,
probably little column A, column B.
Mr. Reese's, the inventor of
Yeah.
the Reese's cup, just got his grandson just sent a very scathing letter to Hershey's because they bastardized the formula that he created so much to the point where it's chocolate
It doesn't taste the
flavored.
same.
Well, it's chocolate flavored stuff with peanut butter flavored stuff, but it ain't the two ingredients that it's supposed to be. Well, I just totally derailed your vacation, but I hope it was good.
That's actually, that was a good tangent, because that was something that, when we were thinking about what to talk about for the episode today, I meant to mention this because I did read that when it first happened about, the grandson talking about how like this is not the candy.
It's not. Dude, all right, my son got like a Valentine's Day, heart box full of peanut butter cups, and they don't taste right. They don't.
No.
Somebody's got to just come up with something called peanut butter plus chocolate that's not Reese's or whatever they want to call it, and just combine the actual two ingredients. You'll make some money, I think.
Yeah, what was it? He very quickly, what's the grandson's name?
I don't know. John Reese's?
Yeah, I was just trying to. I'm reading the article right now, but I can't.
Well, I guess it's Reese, isn't it? Not actually Reese.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, because it's apostrophe S.
Yeah,
because it's Reese's.
Yeah.
But the grandson wrote, my grandfather built Reese's on a simple, enduring architecture, milk chocolate and peanut butter. But today's Reese's But today, Reese's identity is being rewritten not by storytellers, but by formulation decisions that replace milk chocolate with compound coatings and peanut butter with peanut butter style creams across multiple Reese's products.
Yeah. He's bullshit.
Yeah. Now everybody wants to talk with me except Hershey, Reese said. Nobody from the company has called me.
Yeah, because there's 50 people lining up to call him to say, hey, I'll make what your grandfather intended. We can make some real money on this.
Mm-hmm.
And so they call it real Reese's or whatever they want to call it. They should, and it'll happen. And I hope Hershey gets their hand slapped for it. Good.
I do too. Yeah. All right. So that fun tangent, that it'll be fun to see how that is shoehorned in with the new, apparently, Spotify chapters that are automatically put into our episodes.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, we did that. We went and got a couple slices of cake, got the chocolate croissant. I got my hot chocolate, which was like a $9 large. I sent you the photo of the hot chocolate. It was very good, but
hot chocolate.
it's no hot chocolate. I think is $9 worth.
Well, if you're getting to the point where you're going to an establishment that lets you choose the cocoa bean origin,
I understand.
I'm gonna say that's on you. Yeah.
Oh no, I have no complaint about as something as a treat. I have no problem paying.
Yeah.
I hope there aren't people that are going in there every day getting a $9 hot chocolate, and if they do, I'm glad they have the money to.
I was gonna say they're called rich people that don't think about it. Why?
I would never know what that's like. So.
The second I mean, if I were to achieve FU money tomorrow, I feel like I'd still be a stingy bastard and no, I'm not paying that on principle. Screw that.
You could be like, I believe it was David Eckstein, the former shortstop from the Los Angeles Angels, who was known for really good defense and not a great bat, but I think even when he started making millions of dollars with the Angels, he still lived in a small apartment. I think he still drove like his old Toyota Corolla. He was like, why am I going to change my lifestyle just because I'm making this? Like, I was comfortable.
Didn't Ocho Cinco famously wear all fake chains and jewelry and slept at the stadium at times?
I think the first couple of seasons he lived in the stadium.
That sounds about right. I mean, stack your cash, man.
Yeah. For every Antoine Walker, there's a Chad Ochocinco out there actually, saving money.
Well, the fake jewelry thing is, I mean, that makes total sense to me. Like this, you couldn't possibly waste money in a less efficient way or a more efficient way. I don't know. Like diamonds are dumb and inherently valueless, really, especially now. So why the hell wouldn't you just wear fake jewelry if you're going to quote stunt on people? It's all so silly. And I feel like by the time these guys are smart enough to realize that how silly it all is, they're long since broke. Great 30 for 30.
Yes, absolutely.
Man, I can tangent.
I mean, I think this podcast is just built on tangents, so that's totally fine. So yeah, other than that, we stopped at a small pizza place. It was just like a house of pizza, which for anyone from the Northeast that knows house of pizzas, those are basically just Greek style pizzas. It's conveyor belt pizza. If you grew up with it, you generally like it. If you didn't, a lot of people will say it's garbage, but
I can picture it being not bad, but you know exactly what type of pizza that you're getting, if that makes any sense. Yeah. It's almost like a comfort thing.
I was just going to say it's comfort pizza.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to be, you're not world beating anything with that type of pizza, but it's good. It's serviceable and it hit the spot. Yeah. I got a nice little pepperoni and sausage. Caitlin got a Hawaiian and that actually
I agree with that,
us. Oh, you're not a Hawaiian guy, man?
Would you like to make this a whole thing? No.
We can?
Yeah. Why? Well, first of all, it was invented by white Canadian people, so I don't want to hear it about it being Hawaiian.
I thought you loved John Candy.
I do love John Candy. Canned Dole pineapple. And it's all right. I get it. You got your sweet thing with your savory, I guess. I don't know. It's y'all enjoy. It's not for me.
That's fine. That means we get to eat more of it.
I
That's
think
the way
if
I
you
look
had
at when people don't like things.
like a spicier meat versus ham, it would
that's
actually
why
work better if you had like gabagool or something.
I usually do pineapple, ham, and jalapeno.
See, Yeah, that makes more sense to me. I think there was actually even an episode of Bourdain at one point where he was in Rome and went to Bonci's place, and he's like, "I'll make you a pineapple pizza that you would actually like." And they figured that it needed some spice to it to make
Hmm.
the flavors all come together. So I think you're on the right path. But
Yeah,
yeah, I can't do the
spicy Hawaiian's
pineapple.
good, or either bacon, or sometimes people will toss bacon on that instead
I'm
of
not a big
ham.
bacon on my pizza guy either because
I don't
bacon.
mind it, but it
I
gets
mean,
too crispy.
well, yeah, I'm with you on that for sure because I'm definitely a fatty, chewy bacon guy, knuckle dragging carnivore that I am. But bacon has a tendency to just take over the whole show,
Yes.
um, and it's just bacon flavor everywhere. Whereas, like here in Chicago, I arrived and you get this awesome sausage, but it just doesn't just taste like pork kind of thing. It's herbaceous and actually goes
Yep.
really well with the sauce and the cheese and everything else. Well, bacon can often turn things into the bacon show.
I don't disagree with you. I also think bacon is, oh man, here we go. Let's get people mad. Bacon's pretty overrated when it comes to, like, it doesn't need to be in everything.
Well, that's a two-way street. Bacon is phenomenal, and it always was, and
It
it
is.
always will be. However, circa 2010, they decided to shoehorn it into absolutely everything that has ever existed ever, and it was literally like, you wear T-shirts that say bacon, and it was all that. What was this stupid YouTube channel?
Oh, I
Uh,
have no idea.
oh God, what was the bacon strips and bacon strips and bacon strips? Harley Mortenstein. Come on, listeners are yelling at the radio right now. Epic Mealtime.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of like part of the cultural zeitgeist at that time. So I think that had probably a lot to do with it. So the bacon trend was everywhere, and you couldn't turn on Food Network without them talking about, this restaurant does the biggest BLT and all that shit. And it's just too much of a good thing. And I made a mistake during that time of mentioning to my father-in-law that bacon is awesome. So every year since then, I've been receiving bacon flavored candy and bacon flavored this and bacon band-aids and anything else that he comes across at the store. And yeah, bacon flavored things taste like absolute shit.
I will say, a few years back, I made some dark chocolate covered bacon,
I can
and
get behind that all day long.
that was fantastic.
Yeah,
That's your sweet and salty. Whew.
yeah,
Yeah, that
there's
stuff's
nothing wrong
pretty
with
good.
that. But that's all right. That's still bacon being the star of the show, and you've infused the dark chocolate with the bacon versus bacon going on the pizza with other toppings. And now you've kind of negated your other toppings and your cheese and everything else because it just tastes overwhelmingly like bacon. Am I making any sense?
No, I mean, I don't think I disagree with you. At least not strongly enough to argue.
All right. Well, speaking of strong arguments, I firmly believe, switching it over from bacon entirely, that we, as of this week, are witnessing the beginning of the end of the Xbox brand. If you want to
Good
jump into this,
transition.
well, we try. But so Phil Spencer from Microsoft, who has led the Xbox division for God knows how long and been around since I think the beginning.
Quite a long time, yeah.
He's out. He's retiring, and in comes Sarah Bond. To oh no, excuse me.
No, Sarah Bond
Sarah Bond is
also
also out.
left.
It's
She resigned.
Asha Sharma is the new person.
Yes, who
Who
was
comes from an AI
president of
background.
the core AI product. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, simply put, I don't even really think this deserves that much time, honestly. It seems clear that they're sunsetting Xbox, at least as a hardware brand.
Yeah, they need
Uh,
a fall person.
yeah, and let's. I'd hate to think that they purposely brought in a woman of color to take that fall, but I
That's
imagine she's being promised the world, and all you have to do is facilitate this period of transition, shall we say, in
yeah.
MBA's type bullshit speak. So, I mean, what they're doing is they're sunsetting their hardware division. I could still see another collab, like handheld, definitely happening with like they did with Asus.
Yeah, they could license, but I don't see them really
But I
doing
mean, they're
anything.
whole hog on this AI bullshit at this point, and it's the hungriest beast you'll ever have to feed, so they need the money. And yeah, I mean, they bought up all these studios and pushed Game Pass. They're a software as a service company now, man. I mean, that's what Microsoft is,
Yep.
anyway. So you're not going to have Xbox as you know it. You're not going to be able to continue to go buy games in the store pretty soon, I guarantee. There's going to be a subscription to Game Pass, and that's what Xbox is, I would assume. I mean, you can speak, otherwise if you feel there's a middle ground, but I don't see it.
I mean, no, I think even Phil Spencer last year, 2 years ago, whenever Microsoft started that campaign of everything is an Xbox, like they were basically priming people to be like, we're gonna probably getting out of the hardware game.
Do you think that was? I mean, a lot of people said that, honestly, and that makes total sense. But do you think that was the case, or was it, at least at the time, intentioned of this is the way everything's moving? If we don't jump in, we're gonna miss it. So we might as well be at the forefront. Platform agnostic kind of thing.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it was dipping the toe in the water to see reception, but
Yeah.
it might not have been that because the reception was terrible, and they've essentially at this point gone whole hog. And as far as I'm concerned, to be like, yeah, we're done.
Yeah,
And
it's
the
just,
reason why I think.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying the reason why I think they're done. Like, there's a reason why Sarah Bond just resigned. Like, she was in line. Like, she was being, set up to be Phil Spencer's replacement
To
once he
take the
decided
reins
to retire.
yeah.
And for Phil Spencer to be like, okay, I'm retiring, which it says, I'm reading an article, an IGN article right now. He's been with Microsoft for over 38 years. He spent the last 12 years leading the gaming team. So he's been with Microsoft and Xbox for a long time.
I mean, he well predates Xbox being a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was what, 01? So yeah, wow.
So Sarah Bond was being, set up to come in and take the reins over. And I think in the backgrounds, Microsoft, Phil Spencer left because he's just had his time up or he didn't like where it's going. But like the Phil Spencer thing isn't the biggest news to me because, again, if you see he's been there for 38 years, like that's a long time. Like it's time to move on. But when you have someone that basically was, as far as I've seen, was said that you're going to be the next person to take this over once he's done, and she goes, nah, I'm good. Like, I'm out of here. Like,
yeah, I don't.
There's something going on in the background.
Well, I would imagine that she was going to become a fall person if she saw the writing on the wall.
That's my point. She's like, I don't want that. Like, I'm all set. I'm gonna head out, and in steps in the head of core AI for Microsoft that they're like, hey, you want this job? You're probably going down with a ship, but we need someone to do it. And she said, okay.
I mean, I'm not going to speak kind words for Steve Ballmer, but I mean, Satya Nadella is a world-class fucking scumbag. And yeah, he's probably going to tear this whole house down. I mean, when you're just fully committed to being as anti-consumer as they've become.
It's wild.
It's
wild how anti-consumer.
Well, it's just fuck them. We don't need them. We don't need them. We got an enterprise. We got AI. What the hell do we need those piddling little shits for? I mean, they've shoehorned in Copilot into everything. Using Windows has become an actively hostile experience for the user. And it's funny, like reading on Blue Sky as these headlines pop up, but that's not what sets people off. What sets people off is they're using Windows and being like, oh, this Copilot that I said don't install has been reinstalled again without my knowledge. Or I all of a sudden am realizing that I'm not storing files on my C drive on my local computer, that Microsoft
going to OneDrive.
Just gone ahead and taken the permissions for me to upload everything to OneDrive because they say it's better. So, yeah, I mean, they can get bent as far as I'm concerned. Like, you made your bed. It ain't 25 years ago anymore. The landscape has certainly changed, but you've done everything you can to completely bury this brand that you built. Which, by the way, as far as I'm concerned, much better console experience this gen versus PS5, and my Xbox Series X has actually gotten a lot more use than my PS5. Part of that is because of Netflix style model of Game Pass, and the fact that I bought years worth when it first came out and was super cheap.
Yeah, mine runs out next month, I think, and I'm done.
And
I
that's
think.
and that's exactly where I'm at. And this is where they've shot themselves in the foot. They're abandoning hardware. They're abandoning their ecosphere. I will never re-up Game Pass once it expires, whatever it is, early 27 next year. Like, God knows what it'll cost by then, because it's just going to get more expensive.
Yep.
And I don't use it enough. It is cool when there's a game on the horizon that I was sort of interested in, and I'd get that from the library. It's awesome that it's right there and I can just play it on the cloud or download it real quick and play it, and it's just available to me. That's cool. But it's not worth paying a forever subscription for that.
Now, the thing I will miss, it's actually different than that, was there are so many just random indie games that popped up that I would just click on and be like, I'm going to try this.
Whoever curates their catalog does a great job.
Yes.
In my opinion. Whoever's out there making these deals does a really wonderful job at shining a light on some of these indies that never would have gotten a spotlight without this, kind of attention kind of thing. I think that's great. And Xbox have always kind of fostered that environment. I mean, Xbox Live they changed the game for game
Xbox Live
distribution
Arcade
at
was huge when it came to indie games.
When you think back to games coming out like, Fez and the whole indie game documentary kind of thing of everything that was around at that time, it was totally new. You could self-publish.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
And, there's a whole conversation to be had about physical media versus digital, which we've gotten into, and licensing and all that stuff. But I think that they're going to throw their total weight just behind, we are a subscription software service business. That's who we are. That's what we are. If they don't sunset Xbox as a brand entirely, I don't see the latter happening. I think it's going to just be a software company.
I think they're just going to go all in on Game Pass. They're going to go all in on, you already see with absorbing Bethesda, the new Indiana Jones game has gone multi-plat.
What's the point at spending money from their point of view on expensive ass hardware when we own all this IP that we'll just license to everyone else, including you, the user?
Make their money there.
Yeah, including you, the user. So why would they keep making Xboxes if they can just license Call of Duty to PlayStation?
Right. I did actually, so like I said, my Game Pass is up next month, but I've been using my PS5 a bit more lately, mostly because I still haven't dug my Series X out of wherever I packed it.
It's in a tub somewhere. We'll get to it.
It's still in the original box. That's the problem. Like, how the hell do I not know where it is when it's literally in the box that it came in? But I was screwing around with my PS5, and they had a sale for whatever the top tier of their service is. The
PS Plus I let lapse, I don't know, 18 months ago.
Oh, I did too. Mine had lapsed a while ago, but I looked at that, and they were having a sale for whatever the top tier is for, I think it was like $100 for the year. And I was like, you know what? I'm getting rid of Game Pass. That's about $9, less than $9 a month. I'm like, so whatever. So I went ahead and I subscribed to that, and then quickly shut off the auto renew because that's what they're trying to get you to do.
How they get you.
So I think, I think the top tier is supposed to be like $180, $160 to $180 a year, which, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, if that is, your bag is just playing these games that come out, in the services, that's not a terrible deal, but I think $100, the $99.99 was my upper tier of being like, you know what, I'll give it another shot for the year. There's some decent games in there that, I want to hop on and play, and I'm not paying for any other gaming subscriptions. So we'll see. I'm sure I will probably not get my full money's worth out of doing it. And then, once that lapses next year, I'll just be primarily a PC gamer where you don't have to pay to play games online.
Yeah, I'm definitely becoming. I mean, that speaks to the whole Xbox thing as well. Everything's every console lines and PC lines. It's all so blurry now, and everybody's getting into bed with everybody, and we're just gonna keep humping until we all come out with just one thing, kind of thing. outside of Nintendo, that's kind of where everything's going. I mean,
Yep.
I'm sitting at my desk looking at what is essentially an Xbox branded Steam Deck. Same internal hardware, pretty much, same processor kind of thing, and that thing will run Xbox's ecosystem, Steam, Epic, GOG, whatever. And I think this is a bold claim, but I think you're going to see Steam integration go the other way too at some point. And then when you factor in things like FX, and I can now sit with a single Android device and play PC games natively. I can stream stuff from my Xbox console or the cloud, or I can even install PC versions of those Xbox games to try and play on an Android device. So, like, it's all getting very murky. And I don't know that I would blame anybody for getting out of the hardware business at this point, especially, I mean, given the fact that nobody's going to be able to buy RAM or processors to build consoles anytime soon.
Yep.
The Steam box is...
I was just going to say that.
Indefinite hiatus at this point. Am I wrong? Is that what they pretty much said?
The last thing I saw is that, what you said, an indefinite hiatus because of the price of storage and memory. It just, the price point that it would be, nobody except for the people that have tons of money would buy it. Because
right,
it
and
just
you're talking
isn't
about...
worth it.
NVIDIA is fully committed already and have bought up all the RAM in the world. Western Digital is now sold out of hard drives for the entire year. AMD, I think this morning, just signed in an exclusive chip-making agreement with Facebook or Meta, whatever you want to call it, Incorporated. So where the hell are you going to get components from? Where's anyone going to get components from for anything? I don't know if people know.
We're in a terrible timeline.
There's like 4 silicon makers in the world kind of thing that can make wafers. RAM manufacturers. You can't just spin one of those up. So these guys that have this infrastructure that takes years and years and years to build are already bought out. So, I mean, to be a consumer in the next year, especially an electronics enthusiast, is going to be... rough. And we very much... go ahead.
I say, unless you are the type of person that really enjoys your retro gaming, then it looks like we're having a renaissance here with a new 8-bit console that is coming out this summer called
and
GameTank.
It comes with the transition work right back. This is the volleying that I'm talking about in the tennis of Nick and Wyatt. But I'm going to ruin it and shit all over
I knew you were going to.
Because I really have to pee. My legs are crossed right now. And I will be back right after this commercial.
Hey kids, do you love Chimpokemon? Well, now you can buy your very own. I've got to buy Chimpokemon. I've got to buy it. I've got to buy it. Now you can collect them all. Furry Cat, Donkey Tron, Penguin, Shoe, Lamtor. Collect them all and you can become Royal Crown Chimpoko Master. The Chimpoko Manor in stores now.
Chimpokemon is super you love toy #1.
Got to buy it, Chimpokemon.
Oh, Wyatt, let me just say this to you.
Welcome back.
Thank you. You were saying.
I was saying, welcome back. I hope you all enjoyed that commercial break. It sounds like Nick really needed that break, so I'm happy he was able to get it.
I did, and I got a freshie now, too. I got a Summit Energy Drink Peach Waves Peach from Aldi. This may
all
kill
right. Me. Well, if you die on stream, then, maybe this will be our most downloaded episode ever.
Guy's heart explodes after drinking an Aldi energy drink past a pot of coffee.
So, as I was saying, from the death of Xbox to the birth of the GameTank.
So I have heard
Circle of Life.
nothing about this. Nothing.
No, you haven't?
No. So maybe I'm just completely out of the loop.
Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. It's been in my periphery for the last, 6 months or so. I keep seeing things here or there about it, and it looks like within the past couple of days, they finally actually hit their funding goal. They were looking to raise $30,000 to create this console. As of today, they've raised $43,891. 77 people have backed it. Just to tell you that is a big number of dollars, but not a ton of backing.
Oh, this is Dodo.
Yeah.
This is my UK competition.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'll let you speak.
I will actually, let me throw this into our little chat here, and I'll send you directly to the crowd supply link.
I'm looking at it
which
right
is
now.
where they're are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. So this is them throwing to their hat into like we need a new classic console that they're doing their own Coleco Chameleon type deal.
Essentially, yes, that's basically what it is.
I mean, this is clearly a prototype, but it looks like 3D printed shit.
Which it probably is.
Okay,
most
enough.
likely. This is supposed to be a new 8-bit console. They're likening it to like the Pico 8, which is another kind of 8-bit fantasy console. But it's $300. If this was $200, my curiosity might get the best of me. I don't know if you can see the controller here for it.
It looks like 3D printed shit.
Yeah. I'm into I appreciate I love homebrewed games. I enjoy this community. I think the games themselves could be a lot of fun. There's a couple of, if you look at the YouTube videos they have attached to the crowd supply, the couple of the games look pretty fun, and it does look like you're going to be able to either purchase just the ROMs themselves to either play on an emulator, or you could have the actual console. They have writable cartridges that are included with, is it included? Yeah, you get a blank cartridge that you're able to flash these games onto, so you actually have a physical cartridge. However, I see what they're going for.
I said that's interesting, but
it.
Why do I want that? Okay, so you've made your own console that you can plug an EverDrive into.
More or less.
I mean, I'm assuming on the internal of that box is just a single board PC, Raspberry Pi type of thing that's running some sort of custom emulator core.
Are you looking at the crowdsource link, or are you looking at the Retro Dodo link?
Dodo.
Yeah, look at in the chat. I just dropped the crowd supply link. Okay. It actually shows you the board and everything. And it gives you all the specs in it too, features and specifications. It's gonna 512 kilobytes of RAM, graphical RAM.
512K of RAM.
Yes, like I said, they're literally trying to be a new 8-bit console. They're not trying to be anything more than that.
Fair.
Which again, I do appreciate. I like the idea, and I understand that manufacturing costs, especially on probably the small scale that they're at right now, which looks like 77. Like I said, 77 consoles as of today. You're not going to get a huge bulk discount on it. I like the idea. It looks like it could be a lot of fun. I don't know. That price just...
I don't want to speak out of school here about who they're using or what they may be doing, but yeah, I'm in contact with PCB makers, and this isn't very difficult to order out of Shenzhen kind of thing. But if it's your thing, then it's your thing, and good on you. I just don't know what this obsession is with creating a whole new console ecosphere that has physical media. Okay, that's great, but I have no attachment to these properties or things.
But maybe you will appreciate that all of this is open source, and they will include all the schematics, board files, the 3D print files, so you could actually create this cheaper for yourself at home.
Yes, I do appreciate that, and kudos where due, because, I mean, that's what it's supposed to all be about, as far as community development stuff goes. So if they're doing that, and it's open source, good on you, and I shouldn't crap on your physical box. I just don't know who the market is.
But then
again, they've raised 150% of their goals, so yeah, good on them. I don't know.
We're talking about this now, and we're going to have an episode in about 10 years, and these things are going to be going for about $40,000 a piece. Because
this isn't this isn't the one that's gotten my attention. I guess it's because I live in the parent verse But nobody will shut the hell up about this stupid Walmart console that's like Connect.
But this is something that I have no idea about. So
Okay. So there's this new console that's sold through Walmart. Walmart
See if I can-
projection console. Let's see what it does. And if you go like to your local gaming store, I don't know, this is like the new hotness with kids. And it's just like it looks almost like a bigger version of the Ouya. It's like a cube with a projector on it.
Like this? I mean, it looks like this is just a China thing, but because I see like 15 different listings from Walmart that all look exactly the same with different boxes.
Walmart's website, largest retail on earth. You can't have a usable web UI.
No. Game time projector, maybe?
No, I'm not finding it. Oh, well, somebody will remind us and we'll figure out what it is. So I see one called Motion X that looks exactly the same, but it's a Chinese ripoff on Walmart's site. So that's, new kids console projector.
So is it literally just a crappy console built inside a projector?
Kinda, yeah. But it's by all reports I'm getting, like, kids seem to love it. NEX, NEX, the NEX Playground Active Play System. They're essentially just taking what Kinect did. But
this is stupid.
The technology's 15 years newer, kind of thing. So I'm sure it works a little better. Yeah, like I'm looking at the thing now. Like you play Fruit Ninja and shit on it.
So it's Kinect.
It's a huge hit, dude. They're selling boatloads of these things.
Really?
Yeah. It's like giving actual consoles a run for their money. I think this thing may have outsold Xbox over Christmas.
And they have a Play Pass.
Oh yeah, it's all subscription based. Of course.
Of course it is.
You do not buy software for it. You buy the hardware and then pay a forever subscription.
I hate this. Yeah, I've literally never heard of this. So
well, there's a reason for that, because if you look at the games available, it's like Elmo, Grover, Kung Fu Panda, Bluey, Cookie Monster. Like this is strictly for young kids. But
we could probably get you, John, and Joe to get one of these and play Bowling Strike.
I feel like John and I would be too tall to stay in the camera frame. But no, I'm just kidding. It just blew my mind that essentially they've just taken what was already there. They've gotten a collection of what are basically mobile titles and made it work. And I think it's actually kind of cool in a sense, because all these projects that all these people have done, Coleco, Chameleon, whatever, the
Amico,
the Amico thing, the list goes on with all these projects, whatever this newest one is. And here's one that did something stupid as hell, but it works, I guess, for what it's intended to do, and they have a decent license library of stuff that kids love, and then maybe that's all you need. But at $250, like, that's expensive.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
They lost me at Playground uses AI magic to capture your moves. They lost me right there.
Oh yeah, well there's a bigger conversation there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Because if they're using AI integration and they're training the stuff, and are they using your daughter dancing in her pajamas while some creep is on the other end of the line? Who knows?
Thank you. That's exactly where I'm going with this. Even though it says that it's kid safe or kid safe certified. It's kid safe plus in COPPA certified.
Yeah, I can't trust that as far as they're throwing it. Who are their third party data vendor partners and advertising partners? And so I didn't expect to be talking about this thing today, but
me neither.
I guess it was. People keep talking about it to me, and I keep seeing it pop up in articles. Like, the next Playground is once again outselling certain consoles. That's wild, but I guess if Switch 2 is out of your price range, I don't know. This will be forgotten by next Christmas, I would imagine. But
I would hope so. I don't know. I think it's completely stupid, but I 100% admit that I am not.
You and I are not the
target audience in
market,
any sense. But even for, I mean, I guess I could see this. Okay. If you are a parent that, again, are completely unlike us and have been involved in the video game ecosystem for 30, 40 years, and you have a kid that's like, I really want to play this. You have no idea about Kinect. You have no idea about the PlayStation Eye, like any of these things. And you're like, oh, look, it's going to be something that my kid will actually move around and maybe they'll get some exercise instead of just sitting on the couch and, playing
Oh
a
yeah,
game.
there's marketing to be done, especially to your average uninformed Walmart, consumer. I think it's kind of a home run, especially if they can get the retailer behind it.
So do
But
you think this is more of a parent present or a grandparent present?
ooh, I think it's both. But it's because I know parents that are my age that are gamers that have bought it for their kids because it's
Really?
no, that's the kids console kind of thing. That's for them. Whereas PlayStation is too adult for them kind of thing, or something like that, maybe.
Okay. I mean,
I mean, I'm fully aware that I am the exception to the rule.
oh
But
yeah,
like,
I know.
yeah, my kid plays motion gaming. I modded a Wii U. He's got it upstairs. Like that doesn't happen. This we know, but yeah. I mean, if kids are being active and looking at something that's not a tablet screen on the couch, I guess that's progress. That's
Yeah,
that's
I'm
something.
I'm all for that. But like I said, the only thing that concerns me is just the fact that it's AI. AI magic is what captures your movements, and
Mhm.
despite it saying in the ad that motion tracking data is never stored in the cloud, like I
Well,
don't know,
that's
I'm
been.
very skeptical of any.
I mean, you keep reading these articles where it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, OpenAI staff are going through all the chats that this guy
Yep.
had before he killed himself, and it's like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to be able to see that shit.
Nope. Just
And
ignore that.
yeah, it was like, and several employees brought up that there were red flags occurring in these conversations that this user was happening, but they never said anything. It's like, wait, why the fuck are you reading that? So
Ignore the
yeah,
man behind the curtain.
yep, exactly. Well, so coming out of that, a gaming talk, and going into what is our favorite assignment segment of the week, it's Backlog Buster Brothers. Do. We'll start with Wyatt this week because I assigned Wyatt the Brendan Fraser movie Rental Family, and you know what he did? He went on vacation instead, so he's still got to watch it. Wyatt, what'd you think of the movie you didn't watch?
I think it'll be great. I watched the trailer for it.
Hey, well,
and,
there you go.
Yeah. So I could probably tell you the entirety of the movie based on the trailer.
You get it. You get it.
It seemed like one of those trailers that tells you the entire movie, and then you just get to see the fill in the dots in between.
Pretty much, but it's one of those things where I think it's, it's
I'm excited to see Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser vehicle, so you're going to enjoy the ride, even if you know where it's going.
No, I don't think this is supposed to be a movie that's going to be like, oh my god, there's a twist here and this happens. Not every movie needs to have that, but
no.
Yeah, somehow, despite being on vacation for the last week or so, I didn't put this on.
I think
I
it's
proposed
admirable
it a couple
that
times.
You were spending time with your loved one, not watching television.
Except we spent time watching television.
Well, that's on you.
Hey, I tossed it out there a few times, and she was interested, but the few times I asked, she was like, I don't feel like watching a movie tonight. So
fair.
Yeah,
totally fair. And it might be a harder sell because there will be subtitles involved. I don't know if that's a thing.
Neither of us care about subtitles.
I couldn't imagine that. Yeah, you would,
but we did watch. Actually, we don't need it for Backlog Buster Brothers because we're going into something else. But it's a show that I think I'd like to have you watch at some point. So we can talk about that another time. But let's go to Nick, who was very excited for the assignment that I gave him because it's a game that's been out for over a decade and he never had a chance to really play it. So, Nick, how have you been enjoying Stardew Valley?
I've been slacking just like you did, except I didn't go on vacation.
Hell yeah.
No. I did play it. I probably have like 4 hours into it. So I have thoughts. I like it, but my ADHD brain wishes it would tell me what to do more.
Yeah, I could see that.
Not holding my hand, but like giving me more defined goals to chase some of the time. And it
The
does
world's
do
your
that.
oyster.
Yeah. It's a little too open sometimes. But like you can do whatever you want really if you want to work on only farming parsnips. That's your business kind of thing. But I mean, you do get small, like you have to go meet everyone in town, or you have to go fish 3 of these types of fish, or it does kind of hold your hand a little bit and nudge you in where to go. But then I encountered this whole cave system, and I actually got a sword and started going on a Zelda adventure. Um, but there are 2 things that kind of hold me back a little bit, and it was very reminiscent of Minute in that respect. Is there's a whole night day cycle, which fine,
Yes.
but you kind of have to compact everything into that night day cycle because your character gets exhausted and needs sleep. So you kind of have
Very
to
unrealistic.
You're right. You kind of have to prioritize what you're going to get done that day, as it were. Like, all right, got to tend to the field and the crops and go clear out new space. I mean, it's a farming simulator in that respect. And then the next day, well, I still got to go sell these fish and then go do this. And then when do I have time for adventuring? And so, I'm in the cave system and I'm like the 4th level down. Well, now it's 10:30 at night and I'm almost completely exhausted. So I have to limp back to my house and get in bed. I like all of these things. I think it's cool. I think it plays well, but I'm never going to sit down and have like a long session in this game. This is a pop in, pop out game, which is fine for me, but it's going to take me like a year to play this through in any way that it's intended, I think. Does that sound off point, or?
I mean, there are people that have put thousands and thousands of hours into this game. So
and I
don't
can see
think
how you could.
It's one of those games like, not exactly like Animal Crossing, but it's one of those forever games that it's your comfort game. You get home from work, you just want to go, fight a couple slimes with your sword and then do some farming.
And that's kind of, I think, what it's going to be forever. And to its credit, maybe that's what it should be. It's just like, okay, after dinner, well, let's check in on my farm. Let's see what's going on today. And then I do this, that, and the other, kind of like check the boxes on my to-do list around my farm and the stuff I wanted to get done. And it's like, okay, that was a day and a half in game. Yeah, I'm going to go to bed. And then I'll check back in, 3 days from now. And, oh, yeah, I'll remember. Let's see what's going on my farm. That's just the way I'll play it ad infinitum kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that is nice about the game. Like you said, it's a double-edged sword in the sense that like the game's not telling you what to do, but it's also not telling you what to do. So if you don't want to do something, okay, I'm just going to go do this. But I totally understand the fact that sometimes it might be not necessarily like holding your hand through something, but just being like a little poke or something that just kind of puts your ADHD mind to a task. And you're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go do this.
Right. Choice paralysis, huge problem with Nick's brain. So if you just tell me like, yeah, get done whatever you feel like, but you don't even tell me like, you might want to concentrate on this one. That's important. I'm just like, I don't know. So I'll just wander aimlessly. And maybe that's part of it too, that it made me explore more and go check out what's over there now. It's a very slow paced experience. It's not linear. It's never supposed to be. It does feel like a bit of a living world around you, but without getting into like, Tamagotchi notifications from the game, into your console or into your wherever you're playing it, saying, got to check in on your farm and remember to plant the tomatoes kind of thing. There's none of that, which I appreciate. I don't know. It's a good. It's very tranquil. The music's great. The art style's great. But it's just something that I'll just kind of have a slow cruise with versus it's never going to be a game like, all right, grind it for 50 hours. That's done. On to the next.
No, I mean that not that I think it will ever take place of your, amazing 15-minute games, but that's just another in the genre of I just, I want to pop in for 15 minutes and screw around. And then pop out.
That's, and you know me, and it was a right to assign that because I play my, previously Balatro. I've shaken that addiction pretty well. Now it's on.
You have to change the description of this show.
I know, right? Now it's on to the slot machine one. I've been playing that a bunch lately, but that's I kind of have at any given time maybe like one single player game that I'm actually concentrating on the campaign for, and
Mm-hmm.
then a bunch of those little roguelikes and what have you that I can just chip away at. That suits me well, especially since coordinating multiplayer gaming in middle age is nearly impossible, especially when you stretch it across 3 different time zones.
Oh my god, I don't know the last. I think we have played with one of our West Coast friends, Ian, once or twice, and being able to set that up between Eastern, Central, and Pacific time zone yeah, like you said, it is not easy.
No, I mean, yeah, when you're just finishing dinner, they're like not even thinking about it yet, kind of thing, and so on and so forth. And you're getting ready for bed, and they're like, "All right, what are we doing tonight?" It is
Yeah,
what it
it's
is.
like when I wake up every morning to our group chat and it pops off between like 1 a.m. and
Oh yeah,
4 a.m. my
yeah. I'm
time.
not. My old ass is asleep during all of that. Yeah, that's
I'm
for
like,
that's for Rad Joe to be up at 2 a.m. having conversations.
yeah. I just noticed as we were recording this episode, breaking news. The release date for Marvel's Wolverine on PS5 was just announced.
Let's hustle!
When is that?
So it is
'Cause
going to be
just
September.
they skipped the state of play, didn't they? Sorry,
They did.
Stepped on you.
No, that's that's why this is also kind of surprising to me that it's like the most low key announcement that I've ever seen. But it looks like supposedly it'll be releasing on September 15th of this year.
That's what I I wasn't aware that any other video games besides GTA 6 would release in the fall and holiday season of 26. If
And
it
you know
happens.
what? I think that this placeholder that they put out, I think one probably had more to do with shareholders asking questions.
Yep.
And two, it gives Sony, Insomniac, it gives them space to push it back because
If they need
at this
to.
point we still don't know when GTA 6 is coming out. Supposedly it's just coming out at the latter half of this year.
Yeah.
So I could totally see this game being pushed back to December or even January, depending on when GTA 6 comes out. Because I don't think anybody's going to want to release a game at the same time that comes out.
I think you'll see the biggest dearth of releases you've ever seen.
Yes.
Ever. A month or even 2 months on either side of the release of that game. It'll be amazing to watch because no one is going to want to open up against it. It's going to be the largest media property of all time. I mean, that's pretty much
It is.
goes without
That's
saying at this point.
wild. I know I've said before on the podcast that like I feel like I've kind of I don't know, it's been so long that not that I've necessarily aged out of playing Grand Theft Auto, but I just don't
don't care. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
care. I'll play it at some point. It's gonna
I'm sure I will
happen.
too.
But I just don't. I don't care about needing it day one. It's been 14 years or whatever it's been at this point. That GTA 5 was a PS3 game for God's
Yeah,
sake.
I think it came out in 2013.
So I can wait. Like I'll check it out, and chances are it's gonna still release in a partially broken state because that's what games do now. And when you have a project that ludicrously big, there's probably gonna be live player bug smoothing for a good while. I'll wait for it to come down in price a little bit. Like we'll keep backlog
Absolutely.
busting.
Although I've been super excited. I haven't seen a ton because they haven't really put out a ton
No.
of stuff. Oh, I'm talking about for Marvel's Wolverine. Like I really enjoyed the Spider-Man games a lot.
I
think
enjoyed them,
Insomniac
but
did a really good job.
I thought they were a bit paint by numbers, if I'm honest.
For what it was, I enjoyed it for what it was, and I think it's a blend of action and cinematic. Like it was paint by numbers, but like
they
what
nailed
it
the
to
feeling
do,
of being Spider-Man. Yes. There's never going to be a point where that's not fun.
And I think that just being able to swing around New York was just so fun. I say that I still haven't played Spider-Man 2.
I played them both.
Holding off and holding off.
I mean, maybe that's why that's in my head a little bit, is because it was kind of it was more of a 1.5 kind of thing. More of the same, which is great. Great presentation, obviously graphically, the controls, everything played great. It's that old Arkham combat system, which I enjoy. I know a lot of people don't. But I couldn't help but feel like I had played it before by the time I played it.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
I remember extremely enjoying it. I like Insomniac's games. They're
I mean,
the
I'm a
same people
Ratchet and
that
Clank
do.
freak.
Yes.
I want more
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank.
Which I mean, did you play the PS5 one?
Oh yeah, it was
Rift Apart.
fantastic. It's one of like 5 PS5 games that I've actually bought.
That was yeah, but Wolverine. I'm excited to play this. It does look like it's going to be the same combat kind of as Spider-Man in the sense, like the
I
Arkham
like
style.
that type of parry system.
Oh, I do too.
There are people that hate it. That it was from Arkham and then Spider-Man. It was in the Middle Earth series. I can't really think
Which
of where
is
else
really
it comes
good.
up.
I enjoyed those games.
I loved those games. But yeah, I mean, I'll no doubt play the hell out of this. Is this a PS5 exclusive? I would assume because it's
Yes.
Insomniac. Does Sony own Insomniac now?
I don't know. I think they're a second party, but maybe let's see. Yeah, they were acquired by Sony Interactive in 2019.
Do they have like multiple projects going on at the same time? Because I'd really like to see another Ratchet and Clank game. I mean, we can say assume Last of Us is done, right? Or are they coming back to
I
that well?
thought I heard that the property wasn't done yet, but I could be wrong about that.
You want to talk about games that I waited a long time to play? God damn. Last of Us 2. That was an emotional slog.
Don't tell me too much because I still haven't played that.
Okay. It starts off hitting pretty hard and doesn't ever let off the gas. It's not a great way to unwind from a stressful day at work. I'll say that.
That's all right. That's how I feel. Yeah, just trying to quickly look while we're here to see if I can find if they're working on anything else right now. But as far as I can see, it looks like they're just working on Wolverine, which makes sense.
Which is what's announced, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have stuff coming down the pipe. But it looks fantastic, and they're very much the right hands to work on a property like that. So I'm sure it'll be great.
You know what game I would love to see a new one of? That had a game on PS4 that a lot of people didn't really care for, but the Infamous series. I don't know if you've actually got a chance to play those games, but those are some of my favorite games.
I did. I never played the first one. I think I played. It was on PS Plus. It was, I want to say, a DLC title that was kind of standalone.
Oh yeah, that was First Light, I think.
Okay, that's what it was. That's the one I've played, and I've always meant to go back to the series after that because I really enjoyed it, but obviously never have.
Yeah, Infamous 2 is one of, like, I remember because I never played Infamous 1. I can't remember if I picked up Infamous 2 like at a GameStop or something for a couple bucks, but I got it somewhere and I popped it in my PS3 and that was so fun. Infamous Second Son's the one that came out on PS4, which I really enjoyed, but it was a different protagonist from the first two games,
Yes,
so it
I
was a
remember
little
that.
bit different, but I really enjoyed it. But I would love to see another one. That was done by Sucker Punch, who they do the Ghosts of Tsushima game.
That's what it is. Okay,
series.
I can picture the logo in my head, but I couldn't connect it to anything.
Yeah, a lot of people originally thought when Spider-Man was coming out, they were like, "Oh yeah, they're Insomniac. They're the ones that made the Infamous games." It was like, no, I wouldn't mind. Like, I think Sucker Punch probably would have done a good job if they had the Spider-Man license, but of course, since it's a Sony property, it's not gonna.
Ghost of Tsushima was a phenomenal game. I don't know if I didn't maybe think that was a little better than Red Dead Redemption.
I don't. I'm pretty sure I said it on the podcast, but maybe not. I know I've said it to a lot of people. That's a game like Red Dead Redemption 2. I've tried so many times to get into that game and I cannot do it. I don't know why. Like, I know it's supposed to be amazing and I do know it's a gorgeous game, and I've tried probably 3 or 4 times and I think I've gotten maybe 10 hours into the game. And
I was going to say, if you made it through the snow,
I made it through that
hours.
and I got to the actual like gameplay and I'm just like, for whatever reason, it just has never grabbed me. And it's one of those things where I'm like, I know, the Principal Skinner thing, is it the children that are wrong or is it me? But like, I know I'm the problem. Like, I can see that it's a great game and I can see like it is an absolute gorgeous game, but for whatever reason, it just does not grab me.
It took me forever and a day to play through that one too. I waited forever to even start it, and the first one was kind of the same. That took me years to finish the first one.
I loved the first one. That's the thing. I remember getting the first one when it came out, and I put so much time into that, and I absolutely loved it. And
I
then for
loved
whatever
Red Dead
reason,
Revolver that on the OG
Yes,
Xbox.
the
That was a
PS2.
great game too.
Or,
No,
yeah,
PS2
yeah.
either way. Yeah.
Yeah, I played it on PS2, but I forgot it was on Xbox as well.
It's.
Yeah.
I think it just goes right kind of back to what we were just saying on Starfield. Is it such an open sandbox that you kind of don't know what to do with yourself a little bit?
Maybe
Too many options?
I don't know what it is. Like, the thing is, like, I had the same problem with the Final Fantasy VII remake. Like, I love the Final Fantasy VII, I the entire franchise, I guess. And I was super pumped when it came out, and I got it, day of release, and I got, 15 hours into it, and I was just like, and I put it down, and then maybe a year later, I'm like, you know what? I need to give this another fair shake. Like, I don't know
what
why
need
it
to do.
didn't click.
That's in my backlog
And
because I've
yeah.
never gotten past like the opening, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours probably.
Yeah, I started over from the beginning, even though I'd put 15 hours into it, and I put probably 75 hours into that game, and I absolutely loved it. So I don't know if it's just like how I'm feeling, mentally or emotionally
it's
when I go to
any
start to
one of
play a
these
game, but
giant sandbox games, but especially RPG ones kind of thing. There's always going to be that initial slog to kind of get everybody up and going and get to where you want to be. That now you're in the game. The Yakuza series being a really bad example of that, or a really good example, depending on your angle. That there's a lot of setup and intro to get through, and then you kind of put up with it just to get there. But yeah, I could see it in any of those games. You kind of have to give yourself over, knowing that you'll start to enjoy and want to go back to the experience versus having to force yourself to get through this part, which nobody wants to do, really.
no. All right, so I think we just again took another tangent off of our backlog Buster Brothers, and that's
That's how we
okay
do.
because this is our show, and we can
That
do
it
what we
is.
want. Damn it! But we've got 2 more things to do. So first thing, we need to give each other our assignments, and I don't know if you remembered to announce at the beginning of the episode. We still need to pull our winner for the handheld giveaway that
Yeah, we
been
do.
running for the last couple weeks. So why don't we do assignments first?
Make them
owe
listen
you
to
a
the whole
movie.
episode to find out if they
Yeah.
won. Yeah.
See, I mean, now they just know that all I have to do is, fast forward.
Fast
to the end.
forward, but you don't know where
You
it's
should
going
have
to
stuck
be.
it there in the middle.
Yeah.
I owe you a movie this week,
Yes,
or
sir.
a movie, TV show, whatever.
Yep.
All right. I think I mentioned this movie to you before, and I can't remember if you said you had watched it or not. So if you have, I can pivot to something quickly because I've got 2 things
All right.
on my docket
Hit
for
me.
you. Have you seen the 2024 movie Thelma
No, I don't think I
with
have.
June Squibb?
Definitely not, I would say.
Okay, I would like you to watch that. We watched it a couple weeks ago, just on a whim, and I thought it was hilarious. June Squibb, obviously, who, how old is she at this point? 96 years old. So I think she was like 94, 93 when she starred in this movie. The premise is she's a grandmother who isn't really that good with technology.
That's who June Squibb is. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I was trying to think if she was the lady from, God, what was the Oscar bait movie that came out a couple years ago that I've lost? God, remembering things is not high in my abilities.
I have no idea.
Didn't she do a movie with Bruce Dern and he won an Oscar for it like 8 years ago or something?
Probably. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, well, what are you going to do? When everybody will look at it and go, oh, that chick. Okay.
Nebraska?
Nebraska. Yeah, I just saw
Yep.
it. Yep. 2013. So 13 years ago. God
Yep.
damn.
I mean, she also was in Hubie Halloween, which I assume is what you know her from.
I didn't catch that particular Adam Sandler vehicle.
Oh,
okay.
darn.
Yeah, I've seen this this poster. It's her like behind the wheel of a moped, and the
Like
background
Majazzy.
is like the whole background of the poster is all like cross stitch.
Yep.
Yeah, this looks great. Oh, this is definitely going to be in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, the movie was fantastic. So the idea is she plays a grandmother who lives on her own. She lost her husband. It mentions at some point in the movie. It's not a huge point of the movie, but she's living alone. And she gets one of those famous phone calls from a con artist who's pretending to be her grandson, saying that he got into an accident and
Got to
he's
wire
in
the money
jail
right
and-
away. Blah blah blah.
Y-
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And so she ends up doing that, and she decides that she is going to get her $10,000 back.
Oh,
She's
is this
going to
like a
track down-
revenge tour?
Kind of.
I'm into
And
it.
in the most adorable, hilarious way. Like, it's not like a John Wick or anything, but it's
Right,
literally
yeah.
it's a
I'd watch
it's
that
a-
movie too. To be fair, if it was a 94-year-old woman going on like a murder spree, I would watch the shit out of that.
absolutely. So it is her, and I believe you know who Richard Roundtree is.
I most
hopefully.
certainly do.
All right, rest in peace.
Yes.
I
Sad.
believe this was the last movie that he did. So it's June Squibb, Richard Roundtree, Parker Posey, Clark Gregg's in it.
Oh, I love Parker
Malcolm
Posey.
McDowell. Well, yeah, Parker Posey.
She's a
That's
little
a name
weird
that I
in her
haven't heard in a
personal
long time.
life, but she is awesome.
Yeah,
And her, you got Shaft. What else do you need?
exactly. Nicole Byers in it. Like, it's a really good cast. Who plays the grandson? I can't find him in here. Fred Hetchinger, who I believe is in. God, I've seen him in. He's in the Fear Street movies. I don't know if you ever watched any of the Fear Street movies.
Never even heard of them.
Okay, they're on. I think they're like the Netflix produced like horror movies. They're halfway decent.
He was in Craven the Hunter. Speaking of Spider-Man, did
we don't need to
anyone,
talk-
did anyone happen to catch that?
We don't need to talk about that one. That's not his fault. He was also in Marty Supreme, which I apparently need to see at some point. 'Cause supposedly it's really good. The Timothy Chalamet.
I don't think I do.
No?
They're putting A24 putting Kevin O'Leary in the spotlight. That makes me kind of sick, honestly. Fuck that guy.
I didn't even know they
Shit.
did that.
Oh yeah, so you have like Kevin O'Leary doing all these Oscar interviews and tours and promotion and stuff, and he's every bit the reprehensible pile of dog shit that you think he is. The kid was in 8th grade. Now that was a great movie.
Yes, that's a fantastic movie. Bo Burnham.
Bo Burnham, baby. Yes,
I miss him.
I do too, but I can understand why he's keeping his head down.
Absolutely. I think I went off on the. Oh yeah, I assigned you Thelma. So yeah,
Yes.
I really think that you will enjoy that movie. It's a fun, and probably hour and a half long, and it's a fun romp watching an 83-year-old probably 83-year-old Richard Roundtree and a 93-year-old June Squibb just go try to find these con artists to get her $10,000 back.
Yeah, I'm into it. This kind of makes me think of The Great Escape. Was it called The Great Escape? Michael Caine's last movie where he played the World War II pensioner that he snuck out of his retirement home in England to go across the channel to France for the D-Day anniversary for 75 years. Makes me kind of think of that. That was a great movie, and if I could think of it, the name of it, I would tell you. But
Well, you'll hopefully think about it by next week.
No, this is like a perfect my Friday night movie watching is always like I don't want anything too heavy most of the time.
Yep.
I just want like a good, relaxing, fun watch, and this looks to be exactly that. So
It's 100% what it is.
Yeah, I'm in, and I owe
So
you
you
something.
owe me.
Well, you're still gonna watch Rebel
Yes,
Family
yep.
at some point, but a ways back, I think I gifted you a Steam code that I had for a game called Bloodshed.
You did. I have not had a chance to even install it yet.
Well, there you go. So what this is, speaking of my love for quick in and out experiences in the roguelike verse, this is essentially a first-person mode of Vampire Survivors crossed with basically the graphical stylings of like Rise of the Triad. Or I'm going to dig really deep. There was an FPS on PC back in that era that was just called Blood, if you might remember that. But, boomer shooter aesthetic, if you will. Why do I feel like you're not there anymore?
Sorry, you kind of cut out.
Ah, okay. Well, we've got some editing to do. No, it's kind of a cross between Vampire Survivors and Rise of the Triad and old boomer shooter FPS games. But with a 20 or 30 minute time limit, a la Vampire Survivors, and auto shooting, and you play an FPS where you just keep upgrading your guns and kill hordes and hordes of guys, and so on and so forth, just like Vampire Survivors. So you know exactly what it's going to be, but it's a good way to waste a half an hour after dinner.
I assume there's unlockables that, you like
got
rerolls
it.
or...
So there are heroes, just like Vampire Survivors, who all have their own special buffs and abilities. But then there's a whole range of different spells and weapons that you can get. And what's kind of fun is that it's kind of like that D&D fantasy verse, but mixed in with total tongue-in-cheek Evil Dead type of sensibilities. So it's all very self-aware. There's some really funny voice dialogue, kind of a lot of odes to 90s Duke Nukem sort of, over-the-top voiceover stuff, but done in a loving, satirical way.
So would you
There's plenty
liken
to
it
enjoy.
to the Mullet Mad Jack kind of
If Mullet
homage?
Mad Jack was taking from the world of Akira and anime and that kind of whole cyberpunk aesthetic, this is very much borrowing from early
boomer
90s,
shooters?
early 90s, PC culture for sure. And I've just been having a lot of fun with it, and it's just a perfect check-in game, and it scratches that addictive itch of just one more round, because you unlocked this thing now, so you want to see what happens if you can unlock the next thing. And between like regular guns, like you can get a magic staff that shoots, magic, or an AK-47. It's up to you. So
That sounds right up my alley.
It's just stupid and fun, and jump in, jump out. So not a lot of pressure, no grand adventure, but I think there's fun to be had for you.
I like it.
Yeesh.
So I think I'll try and maybe watch the movie this weekend, and hopefully sometime tonight, maybe I'll be able to poke around in the game.
I don't even know what it goes for on Steam, but it's not a lot. I don't even know how to get to the store page. Oh, it's the button that says store page. And I can't see how much it costs because it's in my library.
That's all right.
But I will post a hype video along with the episode recap on WeDon'tHaveItYet.com, along with the winner of our contest.
All right. Without further ado, looks like it's at $13, not on sale.
Oh, well, there you go. I think I did buy it on sale. It goes down below 10, but well worth $13. Now, are you going to share your screen so I can see how you're honestly drawing this? How do we do this?
I've never actually shared. Oh, there we go. Share screen. Let's follow Wyatt while he turns something on.
Do you have a randomizer?
I do. I already got the names put in. Can you see this?
I just clicked
maybe?
Watch stream. Oh! All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to record this on my phone in case somebody gets mad at us. All right.
I was say we got to make sure this is on the up and up so no one gets pissed.
This is on the up and up. I'm recording. Go ahead and spin that wheel, buddy. Let's do it.
All right, I'll spin the wheel. You announce the winner. And away we go.
Spinnies. 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 All right. Congratulations, Greg. I won't use your last name on the show, but Greg, you are a big winner. I don't know who you are, so that's a good thing. That means you listen to the show. I'm guessing you might know Wyatt, but congratulations.
He probably does.
Greg.
He might have just been mentioned on this episode today, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, you are winning a brand new...
Tell him what he's won.
It's an R36T gaming emulation console. This is a budget handheld, and it actually tries to lean into the aesthetics of CRTs by having a fake bubble effect on the screen. Sounds really kitschy and stupid, and it kind of is, but it works in the strangest way. It really works. So have yourself fun playing this fully loaded system, man. It's got your NES, SNES, and all that good stuff, which I'll assume you own original copies for and have the licenses to play. So enjoy.
All right, so I think that brings us to the end of this week's episode, unless you have anything last minute you wanted to add.
I just wish that you and I could do this more often because I missed you so much over the last 2 weeks, sir.
I missed you too, buddy.
Aw.
I appreciate everybody tuning back in, new listeners, old listeners, maybe even the medium listeners.
Hey, tell a friend because I got plenty more of these things to give away, and we need to grow an audience, so there will be more chances to win.
Tell a friend. Please subscribe if you haven't already. You may listen to us and not actually subscribe to the podcast. So if you want to hit that subscribe button on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to us, feel free to leave us a 5-star rating or a 1-star rating. It's totally up to you. But everything, any subscriptions, any ratings help put us in front of the eyes of more people who may not know who we are. And, it's kind of fun having new people listen. So
yeah, I love the feedback that I get back when a new person listens and they go, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's not as bad as I thought.
All right. Well, I'm happy to positively break your expectations of me sucking. So that's all right. I'm good.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We will talk to you next week.
Love you.